Welcome to Trail Shoes Reviewed. Today we're reviewing the ASICS Trabuco 13. I'm going to break down how useful it is when it comes to hiking or running, and I'll break down its performance features so you have a better idea if it's a right shoe for you. So if we look at the midsole first, we got 34mm in the rear foot, 26 in the forefoot, giving you a classic 8mm drop. So that gives you a nice even distribution of pressure across your foot, and it's got the FF Blast Plus cushioning in it. So when you apply pressure to it or initiate contact with the ground, you sink into it, it gives you some protection. It absorbs some vibration and impact, but it pushes you back out relatively quickly, so it's quite a responsive shoe overall. It's not the fastest shoe, and I'll talk about why that's the case later on, but it's still quite responsive considering the amount of stack you have underneath your foot. Then when we look further underneath the shoe, we've got the ASICSGrip midsole. We've got some multi-directional lugs that are 3.3mm in length. So because of the direction and the depth of the lugs, they're very good on moving from asphalt onto grassy terrain and light to light muddy terrain. However, when you start to look at more technical runs, or if you're running in some deeper mud, they just don't give you that deep grip that you need, that you'll see in some other shoes like the Hoka Speedgoat 6. It has a nice central bevel at the back of the shoe, which assists with a nice contact when you're going downhill, and it's got a relatively aggressive forefoot rocker which assists with the push-off phase of the gait cycle. It's got a moderately stiff forefoot considering there's a rock plate in the forefoot, so that rock plate's only just over 1mm thick, so it gives you some element of protection, but it doesn't add a huge amount of rigidity in the midfoot. So if you want something super stiff, this is not your guy, but if you're looking for some protection under the ball of your foot, this can be an excellent option. And as we move up the shoe, we've got an engineered mesh on top of the shoe. We don't have any major protectors around the inside or the front of the shoe in terms of the overlay, and then it's relatively soft at the front, so if you encounter a big rock or you kick a root or something like that, you're not getting much protection at the front of the shoe. Moving up onto the tongue, we've got a lightly padded cloth gusseted tongue, so it's stitched in so it doesn't slip from side to side, and we've got a nice housing for our laces if you want to tuck them in there. And then as we move to the back of the shoe, we've got plenty of padding around the heel cup, and we've got a little bit of movement around the heel counter. That's good for facilitating those of you who have sensitivity around the back of the heel, and we've got a nice pull-on tab as well. So overall, this is an excellent shoe if you want a bit of a do-it-all shoe. You can run on asphalt with it, transition onto grassy terrain, onto light coastal paths. If you're looking for an option for some light mud, this can cover that as well. However, if you're looking for a really steep technical descents, this may not be a good option for you. In terms of the fit, it's a true to size and length. It does taper a little bit in the forefoot, but not as much as the Model 12, so we've got a little bit extra space there, and at the minute it doesn't come in a wider version. So as I say, a bit of a do-it-all shoe. I think you could use it for hiking and for trail walking. Due to the lug length, it will give you comfort on all different types of surfaces, but just might not give you that traction that you want on those really wet, slippery days. If you want to check out the latest prices of the shoe, we have them in the description below. Otherwise, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. Like and share and subscribing makes a massive difference to the channel. Thank you very much for watching.